Blueface has been stirring up controversy lately, and not in a good way. Since his release from prison, his girlfriend Jaidyn has been trying to keep things calm, but it's been tough. First, he brought his kids around Crow, fully aware that Jaidyn and Crow don't get along. Now, he's taking things even further, posting OnlyFans-style videos with a model inside his 3-year-old daughter's bedroom. Just recently, Michaela Saravia, an OnlyFans model, shared a video lounging in little Nivea's room, shaking things up big time. Blueface seemingly didn't mind one bit. Reports suggest he even spent the night there with Michaela, almost like he was purposely pushing Jaidyn's buttons. Michaela isn't new to drama either. You might recall her from the Lil Meech saga, where she was caught sneaking into his place while he was dating Summer Walker, and he insisted she was just a cousin, despite what the footage suggested. When critics called her out for disrespecting a toddler's space, Michaela fired back with a sarcastic jab about helping her cousin with groceries, referencing the Lil Meech episode like it was no big deal. This kind of behavior isn't new for Blueface. In July 2023, he turned his home into a daytime party zone with dancers parading around while his son Javon and daughter Journey were home. He even put dancers right in Javon's face because he suspected his son might be hiding his sexuality. Javon, clearly uncomfortable, retreated to the pantry, but Blueface followed him to question why he wasn't paying attention to the dancers, an awkward and inappropriate moment. Blueface and Jaidyn have repeatedly exposed their kids to adult situations, all while throwing shade at Jaidyn's mom Crow, calling her unfit but acting recklessly themselves. It's disturbing to watch innocence stripped away like this, with children caught in the middle of content no kid should see. Even after facing heavy backlash, Blueface didn't slow down. At a recent Rams vs. Steelers game at SoFi Stadium, he arrived not just with his family but also several barely clad dancers, turning the event into another showcase of questionable parenting mixed with public spectacle. It's a pattern that's hard to ignore, one where Blueface seems more focused on stirring drama than protecting his family's well-being. At a recent Rams vs. Steelers game, Blueface turned what should have been a family-friendly outing into a spectacle. Surrounded by scantily clad dancers twerking and throwing down stacks of cash, he even went as far as proposing to Jaidyn with a huge diamond ring, right in the middle of all the chaos. This wasn't just a flashy display. It was witnessed by their kids and other families, including Kelly Stafford and her daughters. Kelly Stafford didn't mince words on her recent podcast episode as she candidly shared her frustration about an incident that marred what should have been a simple, enjoyable family outing. The setting was a Rams vs. Steelers game at SoFi Stadium, where families typically expect a fun environment suitable for all ages. Instead, Kelly found herself sitting uncomfortably close to a chaotic scene orchestrated by rapper Blueface, who had brought several scantily clad dancers into a suite along with his family. Kelly recounted how her daughters, wide-eyed and confused, were pointing at the dancers, struggling to process the sexually charged atmosphere unfolding right beside them. As a mother, she was deeply unsettled that such an adult-themed spectacle was taking place at a family event, especially with impressionable children nearby. Kelly explained how her daughters whispered things like, "Mommy, look at all of this," signaling their discomfort and confusion over the inappropriate display. Rather than taking accountability for the disruption, Blueface's reaction was defensive and aggressive. Instead of apologizing or acknowledging the discomfort he caused, he chose to attack Kelly personally, labeling her a Karen, a slang term often used to dismiss someone as overly critical or entitled. He boasted about paying for the suite, implying that because he footed the bill, he was entitled to control the atmosphere and ignore any objections. Taking things a step further, Blueface turned to social media, particularly Twitter, to ridicule Kelly publicly. He mocked her concerns by pointing out that if her children were already exposed to explicit content on platforms like Instagram, then being near dancers at a football game shouldn't be a big deal. This response not only downplayed the seriousness of Kelly's feelings, but also shifted blame onto her parenting choices, as if she was responsible for shielding her kids from inappropriate content instead of holding him accountable for staging an adult show in a family space. What Blueface essentially did was assert his dominance over the environment, claiming ownership of the stadium vibe. His message to critics was clear: if you don't like what's happening, you're out of place, and you need to accept it or leave. This attitude of entitlement and disregard for others' comfort sparked outrage among many, as it highlighted a blatant disrespect for shared public spaces and community standards. Kelly's experience and Blueface's reaction open up broader questions about responsibility, respect, and boundaries in public settings, especially during events where families and children are present. It contrasts the expectations many have for inclusive, respectful environments against the behavior of individuals who prioritize their own spectacle and notoriety over communal well-being. Ultimately, Kelly's podcast shed light on a moment that many witnessed but perhaps didn't talk about openly. A reminder that actions in public spaces come with consequences, especially when those actions impact families and children who deserve safe, appropriate experiences. Many believe Blueface's antics are intentional provocations aimed at getting under Jaidyn's skin, continuing a pattern of drama he's stirred since his release. This includes prior conflicts when he let Croc, Jaidyn's rival, around their kids, an act that only fueled more tension. Jaidyn publicly responded to Croc's presence with fierce words, even threatening physical fights. Croc fired back on Twitter, calling Jaidyn broke and threatening confrontation. Amid all this, another layer of bitterness bubbles up. Carissa, who has been handling messages about Blueface's finances, exposed how she took his kids away, then turned around and demanded $1,000 from him shortly after his prison release. After serving 2 years, Blueface isn't obligated to fulfill those demands, and many see this as a vindictive move. Before his incarceration, Blueface provided Jaidyn with a career boost, a car, and some jewelry, something he hadn't done for others in similar situations. As the feud escalates, Jaidyn fired back at Croc, acknowledging the threats but basically calling out the timing of the drama as well. This tangled web of confrontations highlights more than just celebrity drama. It's a raw glimpse into fractured family dynamics, power struggles, and the way personal grievances spill into the public eye. I never once asked Blueface or anyone else for money during his absence. Show me a single message if you think otherwise. Meanwhile, he's still crashing on couches and his child is playing with toys and furniture I bought long ago. I took my kids back because someone irresponsible was around them without my permission or even my presence. How I choose to parent shouldn't be your concern. Maybe you should be paying attention and learning instead. Blueface seems eager to restart this toxic drama, even if it means pulling his children into the mess. As expected, people have weighed in. One person commented, "Jaidyn walked away from way less. It's obvious she knows how to handle her business." Another added, "Princess Journey was so proud of her beautiful bedroom at her dad's house, and now he's letting questionable people into her room when she's not there. Jaidyn didn't even flinch when she picked up her kids." Blueface should be guarding his baby girl's privacy. The kids' rooms need to be locked up when they're not around. Letting those shady girls complete with all their mess in Journey's room is unacceptable. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Blueface letting an OnlyFans model into his daughter's bedroom? Was Jaidyn's reaction justified? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to click here to catch another wild video that digs deeper into this whole saga.